Hey, I'm doing something fun that I've wanted to do for a long time, and that is do a question and answer style vlog. To kick it off, I went to social networks, Google Plus, and Twitter, not Facebook. Only my parents are on Facebook. So the first question comes from Matt Ingorazolvi. I'm gonna screw up so many names. He asks, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Is your focus on presenting or producing? It's true that in the past 3 years I have been mostly a producer, but the whole reason I got into producing shows was so that hopefully I could one day be in front of the camera presenting on shows. The reason I went to producing in the first place, hey, shush, stop eating food, cat, stop it. Oh, she's pooping in the litter box. So the reason I got into producing was because it's much more marketable, especially when you're starting out, to say, hey, I will manage this project, instead of, hey, I want to be a camera whore and get in front of the camera on this project. The next question is from Tristan O'Neill. Nice, easy name. He asks, at OMGchad, what is it like to work with at Leo Laporte on a daily basis? How closely do you work with him producing your shows that you work on? Well, first off, working with Leo is absolutely amazing. Being around that guy and just learning through osmosis and watching him work on all of his shows is fascinating and absolutely delightful. On terms of how much do I work with him day to day, basically I work directly with him to get his shows made. There's a lot of input that he puts into his shows. He has a lot of say with how things work on his shows. But of course, as a manager of any project, especially with someone who has such a large say in the show, I speak directly with him every day. The next question is from David Alexander, who asks, do you think you'll ever go back to college, Chad? And I would say absolutely. I think at some point college will have something for me. For those of you who don't know, I never actually graduated college. I kind of just started working in the field that I wanted to work in, and then I got promoted, and college wasn't really a deal. It wasn't a thing that I needed to succeed. College will always be there. There's never a time when college says, I'm sorry, you've ignored us for too long. We're not gonna take your money anymore. And so I can, at any point, come back and learn more. Next question is from Mike Mraz. Mike asks, how much of fan interaction via shows like OMGcraft is with kids, and how ... I think that was in how does it affect the show, or how does it affect you? For some reason I didn't copy over the last of that. Well, there's actually not as much as I thought. I thought that there was a lot more interaction with kids, but looking at the demographics, it looks like more like adult dads are watching the show so that they can learn enough to give it to their kids, which is completely fine. Twit in general is family friendly, and I agree with the family-friendly ethos. Finally, Bernie at NetBurn on Twitter asks, I'm on the East Coast. What is up with the West Coast IPA thing? Let me go get some props. I'll be right back. The idea is that beers in Texas are refreshing, kind of crisp, and generally pretty light. Over here on the West Coast, that is way not the deal of things. Here is a typical West Coast beer. This is actually Lagunitas, which is actually made in the town that I'm from. And this is an IPA. Hey, it's me, another shot of beer. And the taste in general is incredibly, incredibly hoppy. Yeah, it's pungent. It really kind of punches you in the face, especially if you're used to drinking things that are much more laid back. While I'm drinking this beer to get the next beer, let me tell you about what I did. I thought, I'm gonna be really smart and I'm gonna go get an East Coast beer to show off what I'm talking about, because, you know, just seeing a beer, like what I was hoping was I could find kind of a darker beer, kind of show off that, yeah, on the West Coast, like, dude, I don't know why, but we really like this hoppy flavor. So when I was inside of BevMo, I asked one of the employees who's obviously from the West Coast because she lives around here, if I could get an East Coast beer. Basically, I wanted a company that was from the East Coast so I could show off, yes, there's a big difference. And she pointed me immediately to this beer, which is Goose Island Head. Goose Island, not Goose Island Head. I'm thinking of Dogfish Head. She was like, well, why do you need specifically an East Coast beer? And so I mentioned what I was doing for this video. And immediately she started thinking, I could tell that she was like, wait, like maybe I recommended the wrong beer. Because what beer did she recommend but a super duper hoppy freaking beer? And it was funny because before she was like, this is awesome, love the taste, you're gonna love this beer, blah 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 blah. She recommended the hoppiest East Coast beer I have ever encountered. I don't know where it came from, but I completely concur that absolutely everyone on the West Coast loves these super dark, aromatic, and kind of punchy beers. So thank you so much for watching this episode of me vlogging to you. If you want to catch future episodes, make sure you subscribe. Of course, if you want videos like these, make sure that you send questions in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys on another episode. Another episode? These aren't episodes, these are just vlogs. See you later. Bye.
OMG, it's Chad!
And now I've just opened up 2 beers and I need to drink them before I go into work in 30 minutes.